right now exactly who's starting, but we have some really good information. And then running backs, today was a big day, and so we'll evaluate the running backs on film and as far as that goes. But overall it was a good day. No major injuries. You always worry as it gets closer to the season, that especially a very physical scrimmage. So that was a blessing as far as that goes. But overall, I thought it was a good day. There was some great information that I think our coaches can gather, for the season. Questions?
How did your running backs do handling the ball?
There was a couple guys that put the ball on the ground. Can't remember specifically who it was, but I think they had 2 guys that put the ball on the ground. Everybody got a chance to carry it today, and that was important too.
Disappointing for you to see that happen?
What's that?
Disappointing for you to see
Yeah, well, it just depends on, who it is. And, yeah, anytime you put the ball on the ground, especially that's the number one thing. We got some very talented young guys, and the guys that can protect the football as a coach, you got confidence in putting them in early. The guys that can't, you don't. I mean, it's real simple as far as that goes.
How effective or how explosive was the run game when it wasn't as explosive last week? How effective was it?
Yeah, that was kind of the offense's plan to run the football and be more effective. I think last scrimmage we actually threw it more than we ran it, which that was kind of by design too. So, you're just trying to give your guys a chance to, show what they can do, for your depth chart and all that. But then there's times that you're trying to create an attitude, you're trying to create an identity, and so that was part of the Chip's plan today too.
Who were the second and third guys after Cam Martin?
They all rotated. I mean, there wasn't any kind of order. I think they rotated with the 1s and 2s, and at the end, if they didn't have enough carries, they went with the 3s. I think most of our young guys had right around 10 carries, so it gave us a really good chance, to show what they could do. Harold Joyner also got some carries today. I think he had close to 10 too. So all the young guys, got around that many carries, and that was by design.
Did that include Devin?
What's that?
Devin working running back?
He did a little both. He played a little more receiver today than that, but and he's that dual threat guy, and we know exactly what we have with him. He's really starting to develop into a sound receiver too, and you can see the light coming on.
How close are you to figuring out that starting offensive line?
Pretty close. Like I said, we got some really good information after today, and I think right now it's kind of more one of those things that you say, okay, how many guys do you have that can help, this first game depth-wise? You got to start with that, and I think we're getting real close to saying who can play the very first game, and you always, hey, if this guy goes down, who's the next guy? So I think we're really close to that. As far as the starters, there'll be some discussion. Chip and JB, we'll communicate, and this scrimmage was very important. I think it'll give us, some good information too.
When you say that, Caleb, is he kind of settling in some of this?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's getting a lot of reps to show what he can do, and you can tell he's improved.
Did Mike Horton get any reps?
I don't believe Mike Horton got any reps today. Now he did, I think, the practice before. It's kind of about every other practice, and so no, he did not today. I don't believe.
Just right there.
Yes.
Has Jack Driscoll taken over as the first game right?
I think JB's, with him and Trox has kind of evened it out. Both of them have been with the Orange for multiple days and all that. And after this scrimmage, like I said, we may have more information. But right now, they've both got equal opportunities to work with the ones.
Did Calvin return to?
Yeah. He was back the next day. He was back the next day and had missed a beat.
Gus, can you talk about the young receivers, how they're continuing?
Yeah, I know this week, especially with the older guys, Cody kind of took something off those guys and really gave the young guys some reps, even with the ones. And, they're talented. We just got to get them ready in a hurry. And, I really feel like as we start game planning and things get narrowed down, I think that'll help them, because when you're installing, you install one day, they get, figured out this play, and then, we're going to add 10 more plays. And then they're adding, and so it kind of it usually gets everybody, okay? But once we narrow things down, we got some very talented guys that'll have a chance to help, and I think that'll help them too.
How have the young receivers been doing blocking since that's?
Yeah, that's what you always are concerned about. And I know Cody keeps them an extra period during the meet of practice just with the young guys, just working on blocking and angles and not holding and doing all that. And you know, some guys it comes a little more natural. Some guys programs really focus on that. Some guys don't. So everybody's at a little different level. But if they're going to be on the field, they're going to have to be able to block too.
Coach, some of the veterans you have returning on defense, is that side of the ball where you expect them to be at this point?
Yeah, I mean we've got a lot of veteran guys that play extremely well. You know, and they know each other well. So yeah, the expectations are high for that group.
What about Coach Steele makes him a good defensive mind? What do you trust lines that make you comfortable having him on that side of the ball and not really having to worry about that, being able to focus?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Coach Steele is he's very good at what he does, and you know, those guys are an extension of him, and you know, he's got them playing hard.
What were your big plays on offense and defense today?
You know, I think with the threes, I think somebody had a fumble, scoop and score type deal. With the ones, or twos, it was kind of hard to. I really can't remember exactly. Not one play stood out like last week. You know, there was some good plays on both sides.
What did you see out of Harold Joyner so far?
Yeah, he's coming along. You know, he's playing a wide receiver, kind of a slot, and also has the ability to run the football. And we wanted to see what he could do run the football today. So there's good information with him. He's a very versatile guy, like I told you when we were recruiting him. I mean, he's a matchup problem, and we're just trying to evaluate him and give him chances to show what he can do.
Gus, can you talk a little bit about the special teams?
Mm-hmm.
Like what you did today and how that's coming
Yeah,
along?
so we went punt today. Everything was live, but the returner was bumped. But you know, both our punters got a chance to go live punting. There was some pressure put on them and all that, and I thought it was good. And then the course of the scrimmage, like always, you know, we would give them opportunities to get out there on fourth downs and place the ball and get their procedures, their get off times, height and distance matching up, and field goals the same way. And so it was good information. You know, there's a good battle going on with our punting position right now, and competition brings out, you know, the best in everybody.
Yes, some of those injured guys that started camp injured, whether it's Eli, Will,
Yeah.
Nick Brahms, some of Daquan Newkirk.
Yeah.
Closer to.
Yeah, Daquan and Nick both got some individual this week and some one-on-ones, and you know, look pretty good. We'll see. You know, we have an off day tomorrow with pictures, and we'll see where they're at the next day. I know they're getting checked out today, but you know, I was encouraged to see both those guys out there. As far as Eli and Will's concerned, I mean, you know, they're able to do individual, and you know, they look good. But we'll get an updated status on timetable and all that, and we'll see where that is.
Promising though that these guys have been able to do something.
I think so. I think it's very promising, the fact that they're out there and be able to run routes and you know, work with the quarterbacks.
How is Anders crossing kick so far?
Yeah, I think he's had a good camp so far. You know, it's good that, you know, when you go live field goals, that kicker, I mean, that's good. That's good for him to see who can handle it. And so it's good for him to get those kicks today, and he's kicked the ball well, you know, this week.
At punter, is it possible you do situational stuff where
Yeah.
for some shorter things that pin teams? And
I think anything's possible, but we're not ready to say that yet. I mean, they're both battling for both positions, so we'll see where that goes. But I will tell you this: both of them, you know, have had a good camp. I mean, there's both of them had good days, and it's a close competition right now. Ian's getting a lot of you know, kicks and getting a lot of work at kicker, and I think the fact him doing one thing really helps him, you know, with the kickoffs and the field goals. And he's a talented guy now. He's got a really strong leg, and you know, it's good for him. And he's done some holding too, so it's good.
Do you want him to be your kickoff guy, or do you want Anders to handle
You know, just whoever the best one is. I mean, whoever's the best one. You know, kickoff coverage. You know, we were one of the worst in the country last year, and that's a huge focus now. And we worked extremely hard in the spring. We worked extremely hard in fall camp. And so whoever the best guy to do that is who it's going to be.
What are your thoughts on with the new kickoff rule? Would you just soon now have somebody kick it out the back of the end zone? Since
You know, I think there'll be strategy every game. You know, what each team wants to do, and I think you'll see that, you know, more and more. And, you know, especially if a team doesn't have a dynamic kick returner, I think you could see that a whole lot. So each game will be different, and we'll have a different plan for each game with that.
We've seen Steph Osborne
Yeah, we've got about 2 or 3, Griffin King, and then some of our quarterbacks are also working at holder too. So, Ian, is very good at it, and we're really trying to find that number 2 and number 3 guy, and we're giving multiple people looks. Even Cord Sandberg and Malik.
We saw Bowie Whitlow taking some direct snaps in practice the other day. Is he an option at Wildcat? Just
Really?
bring to that?
Really? Yeah. Well, Chandler Cox was there that day too, and then the next day we had 2 other guys doing it. So we've not exactly figured out who will be the first one to do that, but 4 different guys are rotating, and I'm not going to tell you who the other 2 are.
What are their initials?
I ain't telling you that either.
What do those first 2 bring to it then?
Huh?
What do those first 2 guys bring to it? Like, what are the capabilities back there with the ball?
Chandler's an old guy that you know what you're getting. That's done it in games, and then you got Whitlow that you're trying to see him. But we'll see. I don't know how much Chip's planning on using that package and all that. We'll see where that goes. But in the fall camp, you're just trying to install everything, and y'all just happened to be there that day that we installed that. And
What's your goal tomorrow as far as time with the team pictures?
What was it last year? We set a record. Was it 27 minutes? Yeah. So we're working on setting that.
Why is that so important?
I just like it. I like doing it because usually guys slop around and dork around, and I want to get out there, take a picture, and let's get on the next thing. Our guys are used to it. They'll be ready. They know what to expect, and our guys do a great job with it.
27 minutes is fast.
Yeah, with the team picture, the individual pictures, the state pictures, the staff pictures, the medical pictures, the equipment pictures, and me with each senior. 27 minutes.
That is pretty fast.
It's pretty fast.
Gus, it's getting hot and it's getting a lot of practice in a short period of time. How are the new guys doing? Sometimes they hit the wall.
Yeah, so far so good. You got to grow up quick. Coach Russell had our guys in excellent shape. They've been here this summer, and so their heads were spinning the first 2 days with the pace and everything that goes with it. But I think they're starting to understand, pace of practice, expectations. But so far so good. There hadn't had to be a whole lot of motivating. Our leaders. We've been talking to our leaders about being multipliers, and our leaders have done a good job preparing our guys for each practice.
Connors wasn't here.
Mhm.
What
Right.
is this thing out of him early on?
Yeah, he's got a skill set. There's no doubt that exactly the skill set that we thought when we recruited him. We're just trying to get him in shape. He's pushing himself every day, and Coach Garner's pushing him to get him in shape. To try to get playing ready as quick as he can. We'll see how fast that happens.
What's the plan for the last 2 practices, Friday and Sunday of camp? Just what's the plan for those 2?
Yeah, usually towards the end, that's when you really kind of focus on special situations. You try to cover every possible situation that could come up in the course of a game. So usually the last 2 days are a whole lot of that, and then you always want to throw in a couple 2-minute situations, last play of the game scenarios on both sides of the football from different places on the field, and so that'll be a huge focus the last 2 days. And then that last practice, we may have a scrimmage with the young guys. If we need any more with the young guys, that's when we'll get it in.
What kind of message have you gotten from Charles Barkley to Caleb Spikes,
Yeah.
just over these last couple?
Yeah, both those guys just did a super job, and our guys were eager to hear them, and it was those guys are part of our family, and it was just real special about just challenging us to take that next step, and both of them had a super message. Our guys were engaged. We're very appreciative of both of them. They're both great Auburn men, and it was a special time. It really was as far as the bonding, and then then we had Gene Chizik kick us off camp. We've had 3 super messages for our players.
You guys have 5 guys committed in the 2020 class. I think it took until May of this year to get to 5. What's allowed you guys to sort of get ahead?
Yeah, I think what you see is because of the calendar and the spring official visits, everything's accelerated, and I think you'll continue to see that even more and more, as far as that goes.
Any fun nights playing for the players?
What's that?
Any fun
Yeah. We'll do a movie night, and we'll have a rookie night. They always like that, and then I think a little bowling stuff too. But for the most part, fall camp. I said it's been good so far. We got to finish this thing. We got to finish it and give us a foundation before that first game, because you're talking about one of the best teams in college football.
All right, Coach.
Thanks.
Thank you.